And we're back with Gary Mettler, who has written a very interesting book. Thanks for being with me, Gary.
Thank you, Barry. Nice to be here.
So what led you to write a book on such a narrow topic, single premium immediate annuities?
Well, Barry, I had been in the insurance business for about 30 years, concentrating in just this one field. And while I had written white papers and industry trade journals, articles on the topic, I didn't really feel there was one single resource that consumers could go to that was in depth, that was written in a language that I thought that they would comprehend better than reading industry jargon type literature. So the book really allows me to get into nitty-gritty details of things like contract language, tax issues. A real biggie is marital property concerns of the contracts, how people are protected by the contracts. So I was able to go into more depth in that regard. And then people are older now and they're concerned about retirement, being safe. If you're sick or injured, people retire about being safe. And they're all looking for safe income sources. The recession is still very new in people's minds, and they're very concerned, about what happens to them, what will become of them, a few years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So,
how did you arrive at the title for the book?
The title of the book was taken from a defensive posturing, boxing. A coach admonishing his boxer to always keep your hands up, be defensive, and that's how I raised the title. Again, we're talking about financially defensive. It's also my opinion, I think, that consumers in generally fare better when they're being financially defensive than when they're being offensive. People, I think, have a better success rate at doing that.
What's the greatest public misconception of these annuities?
The biggest misconception is there's some kind of investment product. I think that's where a lot of people are misconstrued about these particular types of contracts. They really were manufactured for families. I find that's the utilization between spouses, between parents and adult children, other siblings. And what they really do is they protect people from other people. So down the road, if they get into jams, sometimes people have financial circumstances or personal circumstances that leads them to financial difficulties. These contracts tend to stick around for quite a while. They protect people. Third parties really can't invade the contracts, can't interfere with the contracts. So they tend to be a last man standing type of financial arrangement. And they're designed to keep people from going broke. You'll never get rich owning one. You can't get rich owning these things. They're designed really to protect society, to keep people from becoming indigent and being broke, basically.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing, if it's tied to the market, if the market goes up, you're making money. If the market goes down, you don't lose any money. It kind of stays level.
Yeah, there's really no market associated with this particular contract. Now, there are other annuities that have market-type implications for them. These are all guaranteed contracts. There really aren't any moving parts. There's no projections. Everything is guaranteed by the carriers. They do have certain tax benefits associated with them. So a lot of times I find myself working with CPAs and attorneys, that type of thing, with their clients. They're very simple. Maybe the contract might only be 4 or 5 pages long. Very simple contract. And then again, there are other annuity contracts that may be 40 or 50 pages long. So these are very simple arrangements. They're set once they're purchased, and they're permanent contracts. So they're designed to stay the long course.
Who purchases these annuities?
Primarily they're purchased by, sometimes you have very wealthy people that buy them for themselves, for their kids. Sometimes you have middle class individuals who might purchase them among spouses. Sometimes when there's one remaining father or mother, they might purchase the contracts between themselves and their adult children. Primarily because they want the guarantees. They want to make sure that the incomes are coming in and their kids will get the benefits of the contracts once they pass away.
And a lot of grandparents buy these things, don't they, for their grandchildren when they're first born, so it grows with them as they get older.
They can. A grandparent can buy a contract for the child. It creates a huge legacy income for the child, because what happens when the grandparent dies, the income then reverts to the child, is paid to them for as long as the child lives. And since the child is very young, they're going to collect a lot of income over many, many decades. So,
yeah.
Sometimes you have that also.
So who do you work with to educate about the benefits of these annuities?
Well, sometimes consumers individually, they track me down through my website or through my book. A lot of times I end up working with different kinds of attorneys. It could be a family law attorney or a personal injury attorney, maybe a probate attorney, because people do inherit money through the probate process. Sometimes a CPA or a tax preparer, because there are income tax implications that they may not understand with the contracts, and they're trying to take advantage of those implications. So various professionals in and outside the insurance business. Then you also have some agents who like this idea. They've not been skilled or trained in these contracts, but then I'll end up working with the agent to either help them write the contract themselves or participate with the agent somehow.
It's the old story. If you have a toothache, you go to the dentist.
Absolutely. This is a 30-year career for me, so only in these kinds of contracts. It's very, very specialized.
So how does someone get in touch with you and contact you?
The best way to get in touch with me is through my website. It's www.garysmettler.com. My email address is gm@garysmettler.com, and then my phone number is 845-664-2217.
Well, it's been a real pleasure having you on the show. I look forward to working with you in the near future and sending you some people I know could use your services.
Very good, Barry. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being
Pleasure
with
being
us.
here. Thank you.
And we'll be right back after these messages.